Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to the Unbounded Artistry podcast. This week, we got a couple of interesting topics lined up for you. We have YouTube removing links in shorts, Rosemary's first week as a full-time Tealfish studio employee. We have YouTube updates to the community guideline warnings, and we got to play a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3. Hit that intro.
Yeah. All right, so let's start with topic number 1, the YouTubes removing the linking on shorts. So YouTube is trying to reduce spamming and scam attempts. On August 31st, they began rolling out changes that make the links in both the short descriptions and comments non-clickable. To try to offset the change, YouTube added a dedicated field to link a related long-form video. They also added a new way to share important links on the channel page, where you can feature now up to 14 links, the first of which will be displayed in the profile section near your subscribe button. So, quite a change from the tube of you.
Yeah, it's kind of a big change.
What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think one thing that it's going to really affect is how people can self-sustain.
What do you mean?
So a lot of people will make short form content and then they'll have like some kind of extracurricular activity that they want the viewer to engage in, which would oftentimes result in them buying through an affiliate link or just buying something that they're doing themselves, and not being able to have that link directly underneath the content kind of impacts how much you might be able to earn.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that, but I think you're right. A lot of the shorts is like they'll have some sort of product or something related to it.
Yeah, or if we're thinking of like the creative side, someone made a painting and they want to try to sell it or something, and then how do you link to it?
Yeah. The other, I do like that they added the feature of being able to link to the long form content, but a lot of creators on YouTube don't even have long form content. Some don't. Or sometimes the shorts aren't related directly to a long form video.
Yeah, so now they're hoping to get everyone just to click on your profile to find your links,
I guess.
Yeah. And I don't think that's going to be super effective, because I don't think a lot of people are going to know that.
Yeah.
At least not right away. And even then, I feel like most people are not going to bother to check.
Yeah. Interesting. They're also, it's kind of keeping everybody on YouTube, because like you said, some people will link to other things, like maybe they are on other platforms, yeah, or they have their own website or whatever it is. And basically the only thing you can click on is another YouTube link.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what they're trying to do, is just keep people on the site. But they said it's because of scams.
Yeah, scams, and I guess one of the biggest ones is that we're aware of. I'm sure there's many different variations, but there used to be, I don't know if it's still a thing, but there used to be people just creating like accounts that were supposed to be the creator, but they're just kind of impersonating that creator.
Yeah.
And then they would message like people that are in the comments being like, you want a free whatever, and then they're trying to get them to use, was it like Telegram or something? What is it?
Oh yeah.
Then call them, and then they try to like get all your information and stuff, and
I forgot about that.
Clearly that's a scam. I don't know if that's what they do in the shorts comments, don't really browse short comments.
I'm not sure about the shorts comments, but I'm assuming it's something similar.
I'm sure it's something very similar.
They sometimes, like, they'll pretend that they're doing a giveaway or something as well. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Because I've seen a lot of creators, like, if you see this in the comments, it's not me, I promise.
Yeah.
So that can get complicated.
Yeah, if it's too good to be true, often it is too good to be true. So yeah, just be careful because people be scamming out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's nice that YouTube is trying to do something about it, but it seems like it's just, from what I know, I'm assuming they're doing other changes as well, but this is just related to shorts. Like, what are they going to do about all the spam and just the regular YouTube comments?
You would think it would be real easy for them to just pull that information and just be like, these accounts are just gone. Like,
add like some kind of verification or something. I don't know. We have a comment from Hawkins in the Twitch chat. A lot of creators I've seen on YouTube say that the shorts weren't good for their channels. They said that the people who watch the short form videos don't watch the longer ones. What's your experience in that end? Well, interestingly enough, we kind of had a similar experience, but I would say this new feature, well, I guess would you consider this a feature or a compromise, I guess, on the shorts where they're linking it to the long form content instead of letting you put your own links?
It's not really a feature. I would say it's like I'll meet you semi of the way there.
Here's like a compromise.
We're trying to do something.
I think it actually works though, because we did notice. I would agree with that. I think that it almost is two different audiences in a way. The people that watch the shorts versus the people that watch the long form content. There's not a lot of crossover that we've seen. But with this new linking to the long form of the video, it might also just have been the way that we did the last short. We had the short kind of pulled right from the video. So this last one that we did linked directly to the long form content, and we did see a huge increase in the traffic we got on the long form video. Like way more than what we usually get.
Yeah, the retention, like not the viewer good. Retention was not good, but that's just a problem we have on our channel altogether. Like we have a real hard time getting people to actually watch through what we do. So
yeah, we have both problems. I think we've gotten a little bit better on the click-through rate, which means like if they see your video in the recommendations that they'll actually click on it. So that's gotten a little bit better. Still not great though, but actually like watching it
is horrible.
Is real bad.
Yeah.
So I guess we're really boring. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
We're trying to make things more interesting and try different things to see what affects what, but there's just so many variables to like try.
Yeah. We're hoping now that I'm doing this kind of full time that we'll have a little bit more time to work on things and experiment with different approaches and stuff. I'm really happy with the last video we did, but that still didn't really get any viewers or anything like that.
I just don't think we found our audience yet either.
Yeah, that's true. We're not really a niche, I guess.
I mean, we encompass many.
Yeah.
We're kind of like the equivalent of a variety streamer on Twitch, but as a YouTube channel.
Yeah. That's a good comparison.
Yeah. And
that is a good comparison.
Getting like a new variety stream off like the ground on Twitch is very hard, which is kind of what we're running into on YouTube.
Yeah. We can't just settle down. We can't commit to one thing.
We just have too many interests, and then sometimes we just like to bounce around and do different things and try new things.
We don't like to limit ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
That's why we're unbounded.
Unbounded Artistry.
Unbounded Artistry.
So, for anybody new that's watching or listening, we have something called Koi Coins. So, if you watch the live stream on Twitch, you can kind of earn these as you spend time hanging out and chatting with people, and then you can redeem them to highlight a message, either something you want to ask us or something you just want to have us bring up on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a way for you to interact with us while we're live.
Yes. It makes it just easier for us to see what you're trying to say.
Yes.
All right. I guess on to topic 2, my first week.
Rose's first week.
My first week did not go as planned.
It was pretty rough.
It was a rough week.
It was rough.
I'm specifically having a really rough day today. I'm trying to turn it around, but I'm having a time. I'm having a really rough day. It's been a little stressful. I think with everything that happened, so this is my first week really as like doing Tealfish Studio. It's been 3 weeks in total.
I can't believe it's been 3 weeks
Yeah,
already.
it's insane how quickly this happened.
Flies.
So 3 weeks in total since I've been laid off. The first 2 weeks kind of flew by because as soon as it happened, I just put my head down and I was trying to get my resume like up to date, working on a portfolio. So I did like a whole portfolio website, and it took me like the full 2 weeks to put that together and refine like what I wanted to display and how I wanted to display my work and things like that. So that was the first 2 weeks, basically all the way through, no sleeping. I was like hyper focused on getting that done. So the transition from that to the first week of actually doing the Tealfish Studio stuff was a leap, because I think it was a big distraction for me, just working on the portfolio and just like not having anything else to think about. And now I have so much to think about.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what happened.
Yeah.
She's just keeping herself busy the whole time.
Yeah. My brain's all over the place right now. And we had tried to set up what my week was going to look like and plan out my days. And it just did not work.
I mean, yeah, we did not do a good job of allotting the amount of time that it was going to take to do certain things.
Yeah.
Specifically that weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had like a bunch of plans to shoot a bunch of different things and actually try to build up a little bit of a backlog for the YouTube content. And out of all the video ideas, we decided to shoot the most difficult one and the most time-consuming one first. So that put a lot of pressure on us because we had to meet our Thursday deadline.
Yeah, for the upload.
Yeah.
And it was a lot. And we also just didn't know exactly what we wanted to do. We hadn't fully scripted it out yet, so a lot of it was brainstorming, and I think the time we took was the time that needed to be taken for it.
Oh yeah, we didn't waste any time. It just took a lot of time.
It just took a lot more time than we anticipated, and we thought that we were going to get a lot more done, and we just didn't. And it's so strange to me. I remember sitting at my computer being super stressed out and being almost in tears and just yelling, how am I only doing this and I still don't have enough time? Like, what is going on? What is going on? I just assumed, because we were doing so much already with full-time jobs, and I assumed that now that I was just focusing on this full-time, I would be able to get so much more done. And the reality is, no, not really.
Well, at least not yet. I mean, we still have things to learn and things we can try to optimize for sure.
Yeah. So it's been overwhelming. It's been really stressful. The other thing that's playing into it is perspective of outsiders, like friends and family, and what they have to say about the decision to focus on Tealfish Studio. I think part of that is our fault, because we talked about this last podcast. When people ask what we do, we're always talking about the 9 to 5. We're not really talking about Tealfish Studio. It's like our side gig kind of thing. And nobody really takes it seriously in our circle of people, you know? And they're like, well, how's the job hunt going? And how many applications have you put in? And did you find anything yet? And I'm like, I'm not actually applying to anything. I'm working on Teal Fish Studio. And they're like, who told you to do that? What are you doing? Like, I will say my mom was actually pretty supportive. So that was really nice. She was like, that's a great idea. She's like, do it. And I was like, wow, okay, thanks, Mom. But like a lot of other people in the family were just like, oh, I guess if that's what you want to do, but you should just start applying. You could do anything. You could do this job or whatever, and just starting to rattle off different jobs that I should apply for that have nothing to do with my field or what I do or the degrees that I have or the skills that I have. I don't think anybody really understands what I do anyway, so I was just getting really frustrated with that. And just a lot of self-doubt and like imposter syndrome has just seeped into my brain, and it's just been really difficult. Like we go on our evening walks, and I'm just always saying, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Like, it just feels like a lot of pressure. Like, the success of the business is on my shoulders now.
It is a lot of pressure, but it's not all on you, though.
It feels like it is.
I know, but
I'm just like, if this fails, it's my fault.
It's not your fault.
It feels like it's going to be my fault.
It's not your fault.
I'm very stressed out.
I know. And I wish I could do more, but I can't.
I know. I don't know. I'm stressed. I'm very, very stressed.
I know.
It's been a lot. It's just been really, really hitting me this week that this is it. This is all I have to focus on. And I'm just really, I'm overwhelmed.
Just
Help
a little
me.
bit.
Do you want to talk about your perspective on the whole situation?
It's kind of weird because she'll say things that are going on and like different things that she's encountering and how she's like feeling and stuff, and it's just, I feel so like disconnected from it all. I feel like I'm like a third party like looking in, and I'm like, huh. It's so odd. I'm definitely like a part of it, but it just feels like almost like I'm on the outside now.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. That's why I feel so much pressure, because I feel like it's all on my shoulders. And the parts that you're able to come in for, you're just the talent or something. You know what I mean?
No,
it just feels, the dynamic has kind of shifted a little bit.
Well, yeah, it definitely has.
So it's been strange. It just feels like there's a lot of pressure on me and a lot on my shoulders, and I'm not sure how to balance it yet. I'm just not, I don't think either of us are sure how to balance the time that we have together and then what I need to do on my own, and also balance making sure I'm still, available in the job market should this not work out. Like I always say, you need a plan B.
Yeah.
Always. So I'm still doing webinars and joining all these different courses and all this other stuff that I've got going on at the same time. And it's just a lot. I'm probably pushing myself too hard, but
Most definitely.
I don't know any other speed.
Yeah, that's the thing that I feel like you have to learn, is just how to balance things like in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Because you tend to just get it like sucked into something, and then you like eventually there's a crash.
Yeah. There is always a crash inevitably. Everything that I think is going to take a certain amount of time takes longer. And then I get stressed about how long I think things are going to take. And then I don't end up doing anything. I'm frozen in fear. And then I'm mad at myself.
It's like a deer in headlights.
For not being... The other piece of it, I think, is I'll have ideas of things that I want to do. but I want to run them by you first, and I want your input, and I want you to participate, but you can't to the same level because you're still working.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm not able to move forward with a lot of things,
she has
too.
decision paralysis.
I do.
Oh, no.
It's not even just decision paralysis. Like, I feel like I want I don't know, like, I want you to be involved with everything, and I know you can't be.
Yeah, I think we just need to kind of figure out, I mean, it's going to take more than a couple of weeks probably to figure out like what the schedule should actually be. And then ideally we would like to get like all that collaborative stuff done together on the weekend.
Yeah.
And then that way you can do kind of like stuff that can be done like individually, like during the week.
That's what we had originally planned, is
Yeah.
to kind of shoot a lot of content on the weekend, and then I would be able to edit throughout the week. But it just took too long, and then we realized we actually need to set more time aside during the week to do some scripting and idea generating and like brainstorming and all of that stuff first. So hopefully, well, as time goes on, we'll kind of get into a better swing of things.
But I'm sure we will.
What I've been trying to do is, we had all these time blocks in the calendar of things I was going to do, which didn't happen, but I'm going in and I'm changing it to what I actually did. So then we can actually go back and get a real picture of what was actually able to be accomplished. And that way it'll give us a better idea of what we can do going forward. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
Do you want to talk about the highlight of your week?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday was good. That was the first kind of good day that I had. Not to say that it wasn't good when we were doing... I mean, I am really proud of what we were able to do, like what we put together.
Yeah, it just ended up taking a lot longer than it probably should have.
And it was just a stressful process,
Yeah,
but I am really happy with the outcome. And once we kind of hashed out how we want to approach it the next time,
yeah,
I think it'll be better. But yesterday, I feel like I did a lot.
You did.
I was able to do a stream because that was the other thing. I planned that I was going to be doing more streams, and then I hadn't done any because there was no time. So I decided, okay, I'm not normally going to stream on Thursdays, but I'm going to do it today because I need to just get into doing it. So I did an art stream. I have to get better about talking during the art stream because I just kind of zoned out and was just doing art, and I wasn't really talking to anybody. So that's something I need to work on. But it was just really nice to sit down and create and make something. I haven't done that in so long, just for me, for myself.
I think you need that.
Yeah, like that was something we had planned at the beginning of the year, is that we wanted to create more things and do more art, and we were going to do our sketchbooks, and it just fell apart.
Yeah, it's something that we started, but then we just ran out of time and energy real fast.
Yeah. So it was just really, really nice to actually do that. And then I had a show where I did music and I actually got paid, which was crazy.
Nice.
So that was really cool. And then I decided to do an additional stream because Brandon was cutting the grass. And I was like, I'm going to stream on this other platform that I haven't been on in a while. And I'll probably be streaming to nobody, but I don't care. I'm just going to do it. And I did. And I was streaming to 0 people for like 30 minutes. And then all of a sudden, all these people started coming in. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And then people were super excited and they were tipping me. And I was like, what the... I was like, oh, this is like crazy. It was just bizarre. And it was really nice. Everybody was really, really nice. Everybody was really welcoming. And I wasn't thinking I was going to continue streaming on that platform, but I just decided to do it that day, and I'm glad I did. So I think I'm going to probably add that to the repertoire now, too.
Yeah, might as well.
And it was nice. It's just nice to get a little bit of validation when I feel like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's just, I know I'm capable, but at the same time, I feel so incapable. Like, I know I have the abilities, but then it's like my brain is playing tricks on me, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's been really hard. And then also balancing, like, taking care of Madison and all the housework. And Madison's not doing very well right now. And just dealing with all of that. It's just been a lot. I'm very overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to deal with. Like, we're trying to figure out the best way to balance, like, the actual life things as well.
Yeah.
It's because ideally we want to, like, dedicate as much time as we can to, like, the Tealfish studio thing, but then there's all these other things that just kind of pick away at for your free time. Like she was saying, like, I had to mow the lawn the other day, and that takes, an hour-ish and a half sometimes, and
we still have the gutters to clean.
Yeah.
We were going to redo our driveway this year, like, ourselves, and we didn't have time to patch it up and do all of that.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to do a lot of the house repairs that we needed to do this year.
We were supposed to, like, do, like, a lot of gardening this year too, and it just kind of fell by the wayside as well.
It's just never enough time to do everything that we need to get done.
Yeah. But we kind of learned something about meal prepping, though.
Yeah.
Because the thing that always, like, confuses me about meal prepping is, like, people will set aside, like, a day to do, like, all the cooking and whatever for the week. And it's like, I get it, but at the same time, you're still most likely requiring the same amount of time. You're just doing it in one day.
Yeah.
And then we're kind of like, well, we're not going to do, like, an actual meal prepping day, but let's try, when we make something that we can make in bulk, let's try to do that, and we'll just eat that the leftovers for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's probably better that way too, because I know how you are. And Brandon gets real weird about food. And if it's been in the fridge for too long, he'll be like, is this still good? Am I going to get food poisoning
yeah,
from
and then
this?
I'll be like, I'll eat it. And
I'll eat it. And, like, I know he's not going to eat it. He'll say, I'll eat it, because he means he's going to just let it until it's absolutely for sure it's gone bad. And then it has to be thrown away because he doesn't want to eat it. So I feel like if I did meal prepping,
I probably wouldn't eat it.
You wouldn't eat it. No. At least.
Yeah, if you did meal prepping for a week and then, like, it was all in the fridge for a week, I don't think I would eat it.
No, you would
eat
maybe
it for, like,
day 1 and 2,
like,
and then
for 2 days, and then the rest, no.
You'd be done.
Like, if it's something that we can prep and freeze and then thaw and, like, microwave, okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. But I get weird about leftovers sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just had a lot of issues with food.
I think the new plan is good. We did a humongous pot of spaghetti. Huge.
Yeah.
And we ate that for a few days.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Yeah, we made a whole box of, like, what was it? I think it was, like, linguini or something.
Linguini, yeah.
And it actually lasted, like, 3 dinners. So I was like, wow, that's the same amount of time, basically. Maybe a little bit longer to boil all that. But, yeah, definitely saved time.
Yeah. And then I made little turkey meatballs. They're not turkey.
Tuna
meatballs.
I was like, we didn't have no turkey.
No, it was tuna meatballs. And those are super quick to make. So I made them fresh to go with our spaghetti, and or linguini or whatever, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, they're really fast because we just take, like, a can of tuna and then you mix it with, like, breadcrumbs and then you fry it up. Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't need to really cook through. We just kind of sear it because it's, like, not raw. So it's very fast.
Delicious. It's a nice protein to add to your meal.
Now I kind of want that.
We can make it for dinner.
No,
and then
we got other stuff.
Earlier today, I hard boiled like 15 eggs or something. So we'll have eggs for breakfast, and we'll be able to make egg salad.
I love egg salad. That's what I'm having for dinner.
Yeah, like just a lot of different. We're trying to be smart about what recipes we're making, and
yeah, that's like a whole nother discussion. Is like trying to budget the limited
The fixed
funds
income
that we are going to be on very shortly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've already been doing that.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make our
sure.
dollars go a lot further.
Yeah. And one tip that we've learned is don't go into the grocery store, because then you won't make impulse purchases.
Yeah.
We do an online order, and then we just do like a curbside pickup, so we don't have to like be enticed by all the Doritos and all the bad foods for you.
Yeah. All the, what are they called?
Just junk food.
The things they put at the end caps.
Oh, I don't know what they're called.
I think there's a name for it. Then there's no impulse purchases, and then you don't have to pay for shipping. You just go pick it up.
Yeah.
And then you don't even have to go inside.
Mm-hmm. Saves time too.
Yes. Because we're always short on time.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah, I hope they don't start charging for that. Please don't listen.
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
Don't put it out into the universe.
It's too late. Oh, well,
don't put that out into the universe.
If they're listening, don't do it. It's not a good idea.
Oh boy. But that's how week 1 has gone. I've done a lot of crying. I've done a lot of stressing out. And but also I've been happy about how things have been, the parts that I've actually been doing for the business that are working, I've been really happy about. I was telling Brandon that show that I did, I was worried. Actually, there was 2 shows that I did, and there was nobody in the audience at all when I was supposed to go up to sing. And it was like that all day long. The host was saying like, oh, it was like this all day long. There really hasn't been anybody. And then when I was supposed to go up, there was all of a sudden all these people. And I was like, they came for me. And I started crying. I was crying in the middle of the show because I was like, thank you all for coming here to listen to me. And it was just really, I don't know. It was just like really touching that they actually like for sure came for me, because there's a lot of the times I'm like, oh, they're just here because of the performer before me, or the performer after me, or whatever, if they come halfway or they come early. And it was for sure for me, and I was like, oh my god,
that means you're doing it right.
It was just really touching, and I don't know, makes me feel like a little less of a failure. That word has come out of my mouth so much this week.
You're not a failure.
I just feel like a failure.
You're not a failure.
I know, but I feel like I am. Oh, God, I'm going to cry again.
Oh, no, don't do it.
I'm so emotional.
Don't do it. Oh, no, don't do it.
It's happening.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
Suck it back into your eye sockets. Don't let the tears fall. Don't let them win. It's just been really hard.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. Also, Madison is not doing very well. We have an appointment on Tuesday, and I'm not sure how that's going to go. And that's been weighing really heavy on me this week, too. So, it's just been a year of loss. Just a year of a lot of loss. So, it would be really nice if we could get this business to flourish so we could stop losing. I would really like to stop losing.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But yeah, that's how week 1's going.
Sounds like it's amazing.
It's been great.
But that's kind of like, I don't know, it's just the journey. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Just gotta kind of navigate all through all of it.
I know it's not easy on me, but I think it's also not easy on you. You were saying on our walk the other night.
I don't really remember what we were even talking about.
What are you saying?
I don't remember that conversation.
What do you mean?
Honestly,
you were saying this will trigger your memory. You're like saying that like I was working on all these things and you didn't really understand or know like what I was working on, but you wanted to be working on the stuff that I was working on.
I still don't remember, but it's because I haven't been.
What do you mean?
I haven't been getting good sleep at night.
Because you were saying, oh, you're like working on all of these other things, and that's like what I want to be working on.
Well, I mean, yes, that's what I want to be working on for sure.
You don't remember that conversation?
I don't remember that conversation. I've been having freaking nightmares about zombies, and it's been disrupting my sleep. Okay, my memory is very impaired at the moment, but I don't know if it's just me, but anytime I have like a vivid dream, it really doesn't even feel like I slept that night, and it just makes like the next day
Rough.
pretty brutal. And then 2 of them like back to back, and I don't know why it was zombies again, but I guess it was not done, so it's like, here, have some more.
More zombies.
So yeah, so it was my last, what, it was 2 nights ago it started.
Something like that.
Yeah, but
Hawkins said in the Twitch chat, a new employee is always worthless for the first 3 weeks. They have to settle down and get in the rhythm of the workflow before they can really start making an impact. I can take that. I get it.
yeah, it's going to take time for us to figure out what's working and what's not, and what should fall during the week and what should fall on the weekend.
I feel like it's only... that's the other thing is, like, I'm glad I did the portfolio thing, but that did take up the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that was the right move. I mean, I
think it was.
I feel like it was something I needed to do.
I think because if you tried to do it later, it would just be like constantly in your head. This way you can just have it set and done, and then just let it sit there. If you need it, you need it. If not, you can move on.
Yeah.
Because I know how you think.
Thanks.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks for knowing me.
I got you. I know a thing or two. Maybe only a thing or two, but no, I'm just kidding.
Oh boy. But okay, so that's basically it. That's how my week 1 has gone. I'm going to continue to do updates on it, and I am also going to release a video talking about my thoughts and my feelings about the first week, which is basically what I just talked about, but it'll be in video form next week.
Mm-hmm. She was just editing that.
Yeah.
When I came home from work.
Sitting at my desk crying and editing. Oh boy. It's been a journey.
Yeah. I mean, the journey's just begun.
Yeah.
So, with all these changes, we got a bunch of new things that we're currently working on, and we have some plans to kind of revamp the whole Etsy shop as well. We're not really sure how that's going to look, but we're going to offer a lot more things than we offer now.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be different things that people can print out, like tracking, like things to do, lists, and all sorts of stuff like that.
Organizational type of things, calendars. We used to do a lot of wedding stuff, so I think I might make a lot of wedding related things again, because people are actually getting married now.
Yeah.
Again. And I think actually putting some actual art on there too, because right now it's just photography.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some ideas of what we're gonna do, so that's to come. And
if you want to kind of stay up to date with what we're working on, be sure to stop by the Discord. We're not really on Twitter or X anymore, so that's probably the best way that you're gonna want to find out
to date
what we're doing.
Yeah, pretty much all of our alerts are through our Discord right now.
Yeah,
we have to try to get that a little bit more active too.
Yeah,
we'll work on that as well.
Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of things to work on, and
it's probably going to take a couple months to really get everything up and running.
Yeah, then once everything's kind of established, it's just going to be like
maintenance,
adding new things and checking on stuff and all that. Just minor updates along the way.
Mm-hmm. And commissions are open. If there's anything that you may need, let us know. Or if you know somebody that might need something, send them our way. Let us know.
Next up, we have some YouTube updates to the community guideline warnings. When a creator receives a community guideline warning, the video will be removed, and the creator will have an option of taking an educational training course. After 90 days of successfully completing the course and avoiding the same policy violation, the warning will be lifted from the channel. If a creator receives the same violation before the 90-day mark, they will have the video removed and they will receive a strike on their channel. So the YouTube policy is if you get 3 strikes on your channel, you are out. So you don't want 3 strikes in a 90-day period because you are permanently removed.
And I don't think you can do anything to get your channel back. It's gone.
I don't think there's any way to fight that.
It's gone forever.
Yeah. Yeah. If they violate the same policy, but after the 90 days, the video will be removed and the creator will have the option of taking a new training. YouTube claims that more than 80% of the content creators that received a warning never violate the policies again after taking these training courses.
Interesting.
It is very interesting.
Interesting. I think it's a good thing that they've incorporated this. A lot of people were saying that sometimes they get flagged incorrectly for one reason or another, and in the past it would just cause a strike on your channel and there was really nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
So it's nice that there's, I mean, it shouldn't happen anyway because it was an incorrect flag, but there's at least an option to get that off of your channel.
Yeah, it's kind of like a buffer. They added kind of a buffer, which is really nice.
So you're not just in a pickle.
Yeah.
With something that's stuck on your channel that you didn't deserve in the first place.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it's good.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is you see people just starting a channel, and a lot of times they don't look into all of the guidelines and rules. Like, it is very overwhelming if you look at all the different things that they have in their like help document. It can definitely be something that's just very overwhelming.
Yeah. So this is just a way to safeguard if you missed something and you did something and you messed up, you have a second chance, kind of.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was going to say was the way that they have it structured, where if it's after the 90 days, then they have to just retake the course because maybe they misunderstood something.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's before, they should theoretically know, because they just took a course on it, that they messed up.
Yeah.
So it's still going to cause a strike. So it does hold the creator accountable for what they're doing wrong.
Yeah, because they clearly know what's wrong.
So it'll be interesting to see if there's any updates or changes to what the guidelines themselves are, because it's kind of a free-for-all right now. So we'll see how this all plays out. But I think it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. I think it's definitely a good thing.
It's nice to see that they're always working on making updates and improving the platform and things like that. So it's good. Good signs.
Some changes are good. Some changes are bad.
What are you going to do?
But things never stay the same online, so.
Nothing gold can stay, pony boy.
Huh? What is that from?
If you know, you know.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well, continue.
If you know, you know. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
I do know because I'm the one that said it.
I know. That's why I said it doesn't make any sense. Please help me. I had a coffee before this, hoping it would help, but my brain just feels like it's out.
I think on Fridays, it's just we're so drained.
It's just floating somewhere behind me, and I don't know what's happening.
Wait, your brain is floating?
Yeah, it's like disconnected from everything else.
It's us.
I mean, it is us. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Well, I guess we'll get into this topic first, and then if you know, you know.
So you did get what I was trying to say.
It's us.
It's us.
Yeah, I know. The last topic that we have is Baldur's Gate 3. So, for those that aren't familiar, which maybe you, but Baldur's Gate 3 is a role-playing game published by Larian Studios. It's based on Dungeons and Dragons. It's a single-player game that can be played co-op with up to 4 people. It's about 75 to 100 hours long, and As of this moment, it has a Metacritic score of 96 and a user score of 8.9.
Nice.
So it is a top-notch release, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It is a time suck, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. We started streaming it on Wednesday, but we're probably going to start over.
Yeah, I don't like my character.
She doesn't like her character, and there's no easy way to fix it right now. And we're not that far in, so it's better to fix it now before we get really far in.
Yeah, because if we're going to play like through the whole thing, I want to be able to like my character.
Yeah,
and I don't like my character. I think I done messed up.
Yeah, well, luckily, we could always do a new game. Yeah, I guess, what did you find out? That the character's like tied to like the save file or something? Like, what did you find out?
So, if you're playing with a friend, like the co-op, as soon as you log into the game, it's going to prompt you to make a character, so you can't use a character that you already have, which sucks because it would be nice if you could just kind of make your character and then jump into the game with that character.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll just automatically bring you to the character creation screen. Even if like it's like mid-game or whatever, it'll have you make a character. And I think it'll match you to the level of wherever your friend is at. But after you create that character is locked. So whenever you go and you play
To a game, like your character is there before you're there. So
Yeah.
it's like tied to that playthrough.
Yeah, they're like locked in, so there's no way to change or adjust the character, which...
At least easily. There might be somebody you could talk to or something like that, or something later in the game, but right now there's no option.
Yeah, you're able to change the, I believe the class later in the game, but you can't change, I think, anything else about the character. And I had just messed up. I wanted to do something different, but then I realized I didn't like it, and it didn't match with what like class I wanted to play either. Like it was just a bad.
What did you want to play?
A bad composition. Well, because I was gonna do the sorcerer.
Yeah.
But I don't like. What did I pick? I picked like the drow or something, and I just didn't realize that. So I guess I should have realized this, but depending on the character that you choose, all the characters around you will react to your character differently. So the reactions are different based off of the type of character you're playing.
Oh.
So they hate my character.
Oh no.
So I don't want to be hated.
Oh no.
I want to be well liked.
You gotta pick a different.
Yeah, so I want to roll a different character.
I guess,
was I a drow? No, I was the tiefling, I think.
Oh, you're a tiefling.
I was like a drow. That's I think I was gonna be a drow, and then at the last minute I changed to a tiefling, and I was like, this was a stupid idea.
Oh, the tiefling.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I messed up.
Well, luckily we can just start over next time we play.
Yeah. Make a new character.
That's our favorite part
anyways.
My
favorite part of the game is the character
If there was a
creation.
game, I keep saying this, but if there's just a character creator game, she would just play that 24/7 nonstop, and that would just be the only thing she did.
That's the only thing I would do. Character creation. It's kind of like a niche on YouTube. People just like make characters in different games.
It is, because what people will do is they'll figure out ways to make like pop culture references or actors or whatever in that creator, and people want to know the steps to do that themselves.
Yeah, like they'll show like how to make this type of character or how to whatever, and then they'll show you like what settings to do and stuff like that. Yeah. I know because I am a connoisseur of those types of videos.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Maybe I should start making them.
Oh, another side channel project.
New content unlocked.
We have like so many ideas like all the time, and we would have like so many different channels. We already have so many different channels.
We do. They're just
kind of
secret. Secret inactive channels.
But there's always so many ideas going through our skulls, and just trying to figure out how to do everything.
Yeah, we have decision fatigue. You know, this is the problem. We were talking about this on our walk the other day, is every time we want to do something, we just think it through and think it through and think it through, and no action takes place. And we just have a lot of ideas, but we never put anything to action.
Yeah.
That's our problem, because we can't decide the right way to do it.
Yeah.
And I think we're both scared of making mistakes.
Yeah, I don't want to make a mistake.
So that we just don't do anything.
That way you can't be wrong.
Well, I mean, in a way, that is the biggest mistake.
I mean,
the ultimate mistake.
I mean, it is the ultimate mistake, but in my brain, it's like, at least you're safe.
But yeah.
I think we'd have to find like an alignment chart to see what classes are aligned, like,
yeah,
good.
Like who works well with who.
Yeah.
And I think I need to do a little bit more research on like when you roll like your character to make sure like everything kind of goes together.
Yeah.
You know? Like if I want to be a sorcerer, it should be like a character that's like got magic buffs or whatever and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like all that kind of stuff.
I feel like it can get very in depth very quick.
Yeah.
I did some brief skimming and I was like, oh God.
Yeah. I found out that you can do oh God, what do they call it? You can somehow branch like your skills in two different ways. So like I could be a sorcerer and a rogue or something like that.
Oh.
I forget what it's called, but I was like, oh my God, that's a thing.
Hawkins says cross class.
Yeah, cross class. I was like, that's so dope. I want to do that. But you have to do it in the right way. Otherwise, there's not necessarily a benefit to it, but there's certain ways you could do it where it's like a nice benefit. There's so many things to learn.
There is a lot to learn.
It's really fun, though.
It is a lot of fun.
I enjoy
Yeah.
it.
It's actually like the first full price game that we've bought in like many years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like there hasn't been anything like that I've been like itching to play like day one.
Yeah. You almost weren't going to get it.
I almost wasn't because I was like, I'll just wait for the price to drop. But then I was like, kind of really want to play.
The thing that drove me over the edge that made me buy it was seeing the Fable trailer. I just knew that was the nail in the coffin that I was like, Fable is over. I can't.
Compared to this, that's not even going to come anywhere close.
I was waiting for Fable forever, and after seeing that trailer and what monstrosity they were going to turn it into, I was like, okay, I can't do this. The closest I'm going to get is Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
So that's what pushed me over to the edge that I wanted to get it. We started hearing people calling this a CRPG. Does anybody know what that is? Because isn't everything an RPG?
Well, I think the thing with a CRPG is that it's technically like a computer role-playing game, but
they're all on a computer.
That's what I'm confused
confused
about, is because there's a bunch of RPGs that are already on a computer, but people are like specifically referencing this as a CRPG.
But that doesn't make sense. Like, what RPG is not a computer RPG?
That's on the computer. Unless
you're LARPing. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. LARPing? Or do they mean like tabletop?
Oh, tabletop, says Hawkins.
I knew it before I even saw it.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Wow. Okay.
I get it. Okay. Now I get it.
But then why don't people call other RPGs CRPGs?
I don't know. Maybe because this is based on
based off the tabletop
game.
Oh, I get it.
Interesting.
It all makes sense.
Today I learned.
CRPG.
Cool.
Differentiate the tabletop versus the computer. I got it.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's been really fun.
It's just not enough time.
Yeah.
It's a long one.
It is very long. I think it's nice that we're going to play it on stream together, because otherwise we would never have time to actually get through.
It's just going to take a lot of streams. But yeah. I think that's just something that we'll do.
Yeah. We've actually been getting a little bit more into the DnD content as well. So it's kind of nice to start putting the pieces of the puzzle together and understanding things that are getting cross-referenced from different things that we're watching.
Yeah, we watch like a couple different things on YouTube. We watch like Smosh's Sword AF. We've checked out a little bit of Critical Role. Corridor Crew has Son of a Dungeon. They only have a couple episodes, I think, on there. I think the rest might be on their website.
I believe, they're on their website.
We haven't really checked that out. Then we saw like this guy that was making like dice out of like gemstones and stones. Like,
it's really cool.
Really awesome.
Yeah, it's like so creative. I'm like, that's so dope. Because we were thinking of if we wanted to get dice or if we wanted to try to make our own.
Yeah.
It seems a little complicated though.
I don't think we're going to make our own right yet because we need to get like some kind of like, I think it's like a pressurizer thing.
Yeah, because we were thinking if we were going to make it with resin or something.
Yeah, because you need it to push out the air
bubbles.
Yeah.
And stuff. Maybe a future project.
Yeah, but if we do get dice, I think I found some that I like.
Oh, nice. You found me some early.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're still around, but
we can find something similar if not.
Yeah, when the time comes.
When the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been fun. It's a nice escape. We used to play a lot of World of Warcraft back in the day. So this is kind of scratching that itch for me. I was really excited because we found a pond. And I was like, can we fish in here? I don't know if you can. I don't think you can. But I got really excited for
There is a fishing pole, but I don't think you can fish yet. Maybe they'll add it. I don't know.
That would be dope.
But even without it, there's just so many things to do.
Yeah. It's just fun. It's just going to take a long time. I think when we played offline, we kind of rushed through a lot of the interaction. So I think when we do the stream version, I'd like to actually explore a little bit more.
Yeah, because we already found a new area.
Yeah.
That we didn't find
the first time.
And we're like in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Which means there's so many other things.
Yeah, so we can explore like new areas and have more interactions and just kind of deep dive it.
Yeah, like even though
that's why I want a good character.
Yeah, even though we haven't done a lot, like I feel like I've learned so much in the short time that we've already played. So hopefully that will translate to the next beginning.
Yeah.
Hawkins says the tabletop is open with infinite possibilities. Baldur's Gate campaign came out a long time ago for tabletop. Oh, I didn't even know that it was actually like a tabletop game, like Baldur's Gate. That's so cool.
That's so interesting. It's cool too because some of the things that we've come across in Baldur's Gate, I'm now connecting with some of the D&D content we've been watching, like Sword AF. They were just talking about like the attacks and stuff like that, and I was like, I know what that means.
Yeah,
and vice versa. I was like, oh, I get it.
And then the other day too, you just learned about like the life-saving rolls. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm assuming it works the same in tabletop, but in the Baldur's Gate 3, you roll 3 life-saving rolls, and you get to kind of come back to life. Or if you roll 3 death rolls first, then you're dead.
Dead. Forever dead. I wonder what happens if your character forever dies. Can you just make a new character?
I don't know.
How would that work?
Maybe you gotta wait till someone can revive you. Either that or just reload a save.
True.
We do that a lot.
We're still learning. I feel like my when we do fights, I'm very slow because I'm still like trying to think through what I'm supposed to be doing. But I think as time goes on, I'll understand it a little bit better. I keep trying to equate it to World of Warcraft, but like I'm like, what's an AoE attack? And I'm like, do they have AoE attacks? I don't know. Like, what's going on? Like, it's just it's definitely different. but also so similar that it just gets confusing a little bit. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I like it.
There definitely are AoE attacks because you keep hitting my characters.
I know, but I can't tell which is which. Like, I don't
it's
know.
in the description, I think.
But it doesn't say AoE.
No, it doesn't say AoE, but I think it says something else kind of similar-ish.
I don't know. I have to decipher the new language of this game. Because I like to organize my attacks and, like, I'm glad that you can move the thing, the little, what's the bottom thing? The hot bar?
Yeah.
You can add 4 rows, and I was like, oh, great, because then I can organize my stuff, but I still don't know enough about the attacks to organize them the way I want. So, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah. So, that's probably what we're going to be streaming on my days for quite a while. I'm not sure what to do, because we also have a channel like meant for like gaming stuff. I don't know if we start putting stuff up there too. I don't know.
We technically both have one.
Yeah, it's just confusing to know what to do.
I didn't even think about that, like if it should go on the Tealfish channel or if it should go on the other channel.
No, I feel like this would go on the other channel. Like,
I feel like the Tealfish Studio stuff should be the art games that we were planning to do.
Definitely the art games.
So what were you questioning then?
If we start using that channel.
I mean, if the streams are ready, why not?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I guess so. We have too many channels. We have too many ideas.
We have too many ideas. We have too many ambitions. We have too little time and too little resources.
Too little energy.
And yes, energy is low.
Energy is low.
We're just doing what we can. Taking it one day at a time, as Brandon loves to say.
That's what I love to say. Yeah, I think on that note.
Thanks for hanging out and for listening.
Appreciate it. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you can always listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. And if you're listening to this, you can always watch the video on our YouTube channel at Tealfish Studio or catch us live every Friday on twitch.tv/Tealfish Studio.
And until next time, may your artistry always be unbounded.
Bye.
Bye.